This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Buying pants shouldn't take this much effort. Too many options, inconsistent sizing, and styles that don't work across your day. You want something comfortable, sharp, and reliable without guessing, returning, or buying 5 different pairs. That's why there's Jack Archer.
Ah, yes. JackArcher.com simplifies everything with the Jet Setter Tech Pant. One versatile pair designed to take you from work to weekend without missing a beat. Easy to wear, easy to style, and easy to shop for. The Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built for all-day comfort. They stretch, breathe, and hold their shape, giving you a consistent fit and polished look every time. Backed by thousands of 5-star reviews, they're the dependable pants you'll reach for daily.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order with code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. Watch for a little congestion heading onto K96 eastbound from I-235 and I-135. The main roads are looking good. No major problems. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic. Weather.
A few sprinkles this morning, otherwise cloudy and cool. High temperature 43, northwest wind 5 to 15. Becoming clear with some fog late tonight, overnight low 25. Sunny, breezy, and warmer on Thursday, a high of 60. More sunshine on Friday and a high of 62. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Basically, get out of the way.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
First thing I thought of when I was told this, and even said this back to the voter, I go, well, what's this mean for Tom Brady? And he goes, I didn't even think of that. I said, well, be consistent. Now, are you going to vote for Belichick next year? If you didn't vote for him this year, so you're going to say, I'm holding him accountable. Don't vote for him ever again.
The Dan Patrick Show, middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
James Harden has found his way to another franchise to chase a ring. He was traded to the Cavaliers on Tuesday. I have no issue with a guy trying to win a championship. That's kind of the whole point of playing, to win championships. I'm just unsure how this is all going to fit. Mitchell and Harden are both hoopers. Nobody's doubting that, but it feels like Harden doesn't address the problems that Cleveland had on its roster. I'm curious to see how these two pieces fit together. I'm Denton Day.
Tide is the official sponsor of Odyssey's big game coverage. Tune in all week long for nonstop previews and analysis leading up to kickoff on February 8th. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
Dude, you gotta hear this.
Go ahead. I think I want to hear this.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
The Island Vibe. I don't know what you have against the islands. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody. Glad to be here with you on Sports Daily. Jacob Albracht, TJ Cleland. We are rocking and rolling through this Wednesday. Enjoy the warm-up. It was a little brief cool-down we're dealing with here today, and then 50s, 60s the rest of the week. Shreyas, Laddha, our KU insider, beat reporter for the KC Star at SHRE98 on X. Shreyas, are you guys catching the same warm we're catching down here up in Lawrence?
I haven't checked the weather today. I think it's getting warmer though. Thank God. I'm tired of the cold weather.
Are you mow the grass or shovel the snow? Which do you prefer as a man's activity?
Can I say none of the above? I guess because I guess some shovel the snow because I haven't had a house yet to mow the grass.
Okay.
Besides when I was a kid.
Just wait. You'll be Hank Hilling it with the rest of us soon enough. Soon enough. Is Hank Hill still? Oh, they redid King of the Hill, actually. I didn't watch the new ones.
Damn it, Bobby.
One of the all-time most underrated shows ever is King of the Hill. Just an incredible show. Those are the towns I grew up in, by the way. Like, that is my life growing up. All right, Shreyas. So, look, you'd asked me on Monday what we'd be talking about. It's the Darren Peterson sat out the second half against BYU. You asked me today, and it's the Darren Peterson played the whole game, ice water in his veins, didn't play very well, but still hit the two biggest shots of the game. Welcome back to the Darren Peterson experience, everybody.
Yeah, that was one of the most interesting games. Up to those last 90 seconds, I'd say that was the worst Darren Peterson game he's had. And then you blink, he hits two big shots. KU somehow won that game. I'm stressed out of my mind in Lubbock trying to rewrite half my story in the last 15 seconds. It came out well, both stories that I did there. I was happy about that. But honestly, he's so talented, man. I mean, it's just, let's just be happy he's playing basketball. Be grateful that you're getting to watch him play college basketball because he should be in the league right now. I know everyone wants to talk about the cramp stuff. He's clearly not moving, I think, as well as you hope. I don't know if you guys saw that against Texas Tech.
I saw him hobbling back on defense one time, but to me it was more about he just didn't look good.
Yeah.
And I did see that, and then he sat out for a minute, and I was texting TJ. I was like, does he have the wraps on? Like, is he done? And
I thought he was done. And that point, remember when he went out in the second half? Where
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
I was like, I think he might be done. And then he came back. I'm like, oh, he's coming back. It seems like Bill's just kind of, they're kind of like, okay, it's going to have to be a little bit of a pain management thing. To me, everything I've heard, like these grand conspiracy theories that I'm seeing on Twitter, guys, nobody's doing any real reporting. Get the camp on the phone. Do something. The national guys haven't got anybody on the phone. And obviously I talked to his coach last week. I've been texting him, talking to some people in his camp. Like, he has cramps, guys. They have legitimate cramps. This is not some grand conspiracy that his agent is telling him to come out of the game. Yes, it was weird that one of the associate ADs talked to his agent, but that's not that crazy because his agent was also talking to a bunch of NBA execs. And let's think logically here, guys. Why would he leave a game that he had 18 points on 7 shots against his biggest rival in front of 32 NBA scouts or NBA front office execs? I think everyone just wants this, like, he's load managing. Like, what a stupid time to
I'm Shreyas, I'll tell you, I'm very proud that Sports Daily has not worn tinfoil hats about this because it's the first thing that we said is that, like, you see all this stuff and it has gotten legs like it's never gotten before this past week because of the things that happened in that BYU game. But the obvious debunk is, like, why wouldn't he want to play against AJ DeBonsa? Like, why does that help him at all? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then you think about he played through a hurt ankle in Colorado as part of it. And then to your point in your story you did with his high school coach, if he didn't want to play, he wouldn't even be in Lawrence right now.
It's driving me nuts because nobody's doing actual real journalism. You're sending me a video that you saw on Twitter or some guy overheard something. And I'm like, you guys are national guys and you can't get anybody from Darren Peterson's camp on the phone. How is somebody from the Kansas City Star beating you right now? Like it shouldn't be that hard. Your ESPN, your CBS, like that CBS article where they talk to anonymous scouts. I wrote that story 3 weeks ago, not to be on the soapbox, but I wrote that 3 weeks ago where I said, yeah, nothing has changed. His draft stock is not being affected by the fact that he can't play basketball games all the time. It's just, this entire situation has just made me realize the reporting world is filled with lazy people that don't want to go out there and actually do the work, and will put conjecture out there instead of having conversations, trying to figure out what's going on, and thinking logically about things.
There is a difference in a blogger and
but this was CBS.
I know. I get it.
Reporter.
AI is going to be writing for CBS before too long, Shreyas. Like, let's be real about it. They will be. So, like, to me, it's always been logical. When we see him, which game did he miss the dunk and land flat on the small of his back? Mm-hmm. And then the Colorado game where he rolls his ankle and comes back in. Versus a cramp means an immediate departure from the game and no return. Like, to me, the logical answer to all of this is nobody knows what's causing the cramps. Nobody knows when they're going to come. But if and when they come, that's it for that game. Like, they're not going to push through the cramps, either because he can't, because they don't want him to, whatever it is. Like, that's what it is. If he cramps, he's out for the game. And nothing has changed about that.
And I think that's what people don't understand. You can say they're being overly cautious. I'm not sitting there and disagreeing with that sentiment. But I do think there is he genuinely has this cramping issue. And if he didn't, he would not be sitting or missing these games. Like, we haven't seen him look good burst-wise as much as he did in the BYU game. But if you go back and watch the Bill Self press conference, he talked about how he typically at halftime goes to the bike and he starts biking and he does all that stuff. And I don't think he was quite doing it at that game. Like, there's a lot of sentiment from even like national radio, like Aaron Torres or Andrew, yesterday on Fox Sports. I was getting it with a little bit because he sent me a tweet on Twitter of like, oh, like, did you see? It's weird, man. He's not doing. I was like, well, he always has a heating pad on. Like, that's nothing new. If you watch any Kansas game, he either has a heating pad on, or he's talking to a trainer, or he's stretching out. One of the three activities is happening, or he's off to the side on the exercise bike. There's like 4 things happening when he has cramps. It just depends on the severity of the cramp and what's happening. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. I think that's the biggest thing people don't realize. Just because the camera's not showing him on the sideline getting treatment doesn't mean he doesn't have some kind of issue. I think the biggest thing with me with this entire situation is people can't see cramps. People can physically see a turned ankle. So nobody wants to give him grace because it's something they clearly have not solved yet. We're in February. I thought it would be solved by now. I'm not I am a little surprised that it's still an issue, but at this point, it is what it is. It is February 4th. We're probably going to have to deal with it until the end of the season. And at that point, you just hope he can play through whatever he has come March when they're in the Sweet 16 and they desperately need him to play 35 minutes a game.
Listen, Shreyas, people are going to think that we're carrying water for Darren Peterson here. This is just journalism, business, and ethics. You take that class. That was like my sophomore year. I took that class of the way that you have to do things to verify things. Going back to Texas Tech, I kind of listened to the press conference. I didn't know if you got a better read on this or not. Did he cramp and come back in, or was there no cramps? Bill Self basically said, I didn't ask him. I don't want to know.
I think he was playing through cramps a little bit.
Which is good, right?
Discomfort. Yeah, I think it's good. And I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, he was like in the second half, he was non-existent for almost every time until the last 90 seconds. Like, I've never seen him be a complete non-factor in a half until I saw the Texas Tech game. And then you see the last 2 shots he hit, 2 biggest shots of his career so far. And they come out with a win. They basically steal a win in Lubbock, which they had no business winning. I mean, I wrote about it in my story. They were out rebound on the offensive glass. They turned the ball over more. They had more 3-point shots made. Texas Tech did than Kansas, like 12-6, and somehow KU won that game. Like, that is a gritty, quintessential Bill Self road win that I think has been missing from these type of squads in the last few years.
To me, and I agree with you, I thought that was as good as Bill Self. Like, whenever you say he's one of the best, like, go back and watch the things that he did in that to stop the Tech run, like all the different little tiny things that were happening. But it also tells us a little bit about this team. They didn't look that good. In fact, they looked pretty bad offensively, even with Peterson out there. But that's that defense. They have 2 bigs. They can switch 5 defenders. They have 2 bigs guarding point guards out there, and they can both do it and do it fine. If that's the floor, right? If the floor is that level of defense, I think the ceiling is as high as we can get it. The problem to me, Shreyas, is how good is the offense? Because Darren's going to get easy buckets in certain games, but I thought that was a good example of when he's not good, because I agree, he wasn't. They struggled offensively.
They absolutely did. I think it was interesting. I felt like they really struggled shooting the ball. They only had, I think, until the Darren Peterson kind of 2 miracle threes, really, they had 4 3-pointers mid all game. You can't win a lot of basketball games where your opponent makes 12 and you make 4 and somehow come out on top. And they did, because they did a great job of getting inside and getting some good buckets late in the game. Offensively, it was not a great game for anybody. It looked like, you go back and look at the stat sheet, I think Melvin Council was the only one who shot decently. It was a weird game. Tiller was non-existent outside of that one really nice and one shot. I think they need to play a little more offense through him. Flory didn't have a particularly great offensive game, but that defense lets you hang around a lot of games they have no business hanging around in. And if the offense could figure it out like they did, in those last 10 minutes of that Texas Tech game, it's going to win you a lot of basketball games. That defense is top 5, top 10 in the nation when they're locked in good, right? That offense is not top 10, but it can be top 10 if Darren and the offense is looking as good as it did against BYU or Iowa State or Baylor.
Yeah. Shreyas, they always say you can't overlook the trap game, but I'm going to overlook it because I'm not on the team. I don't care about Utah. Let's talk about Arizona next week. I posed this question to Jacob. Is KU going to be favored over Arizona at home?
Oh, that's a great question.
Can they beat them? They can. Why can they beat them? That's the question.
I think they can beat them. Okay, so let's think about.
For reference's sake, BYU was favored over Arizona when they hosted them last week.
Yeah, but let's think about this. Typically, odds makers give +3 as a home court advantage. Okay, I think KU will be favored by 1.5 going into that game. Especially if KU,
it feels like it's a pick 'em because it's in Allen Field.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm at. I think KU has a real chance of winning that game. Not to be
I do too. There are two teams to me that can athlete with KU when KU's fully healthy. It's Houston and it's Arizona. And so if Arizona is, that's as explosive and big and fast a team as you'll ever see in college basketball. But I think KU can handle that, right? They've got the same thing going for them. It's can they score on Arizona that would be the concern.
I completely agree. I think it's going to be really interesting, and you're going to have an A+ Darren Peterson that game. I think he's going to have to hit some tough buckets. He's going to have to do things that Darren Peterson can do that nobody else can do. You need him to play like he played against BYU to have a shot to beat Arizona.
Can't wait for it. We'll read up on it after we get through the Utah.
Shreyas, hold on. How was Lubbock? Was that your debut in Lubbock?
No. I was there in October when
you went.
Have you been able to catch the Lubbock bar scene?
I have not. It was such a quick trip. I flew in, flew out the next day.
Okay. Yeah. You didn't get the good. There's only really, in my opinion, one good part of Lubbock, and you didn't catch it. All right, Shreyas. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Go to the KC Star. Find Shreyas' reporting, especially after Utah. That Arizona preview should be good stuff. All right, we'll be right back with more Sports Daily.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
As a man, finding a great pair of pants feels harder than it should. Some look sharp but feel stiff. Others are comfortable but wrinkle, stain, or lose their shape by noon. And if you're working, traveling, or constantly on the move, most pants just cannot keep up. That's where Jack Archer comes in.
JackArcher.com delivers one pair of pants designed for real life. Whether it's golf with the guys or date night with someone special, these pants will keep you comfortable and looking polished wherever the day takes you.
That's right, Mark. The Jack Archer Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built to hold its shape all day. With customizable fit options and multiple colors, these are the one pair of pants you'll want to wear every day.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order with code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
It's Draymond Green, kicking off my 14th NBA season and the new season of my podcast. And trust me, I'm not holding back. Listen to the Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts.